Tonight on the North American Friends Movie Club.
A fake hitman.
A real murder.
And a collection of the worst wigs you've ever seen.
We watched the American romantic black comedy Hitman.
So carve yourself a movie donaire.
And wash it down with some movie lemonade.
Because it's movie o'clock and we're right on time. This is what it sounds like when we do a podcast. We're currently doing one. This is the North American Friends Movie Club, and you might notice something about the name of our show, and that's Friends comes before Movie Club. So I got to ask my two little friends, how we doing?
Oh, I'm just a little friend. I'm doing great.
Just a little
I slept on my neck weird.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it hasn't happened in a while. But I just woke up with a weird neck today. That's not my thing. I got two things to talk about whenever you guys want me to talk about them.
I hear you talking. You can talk.
I've been watching a show on Netflix. It's live every Tuesday, but I don't watch it live every Tuesday. I watch it when it just comes on.
Is it the John Mulaney?
Oh. No, but that's very fucking crazy that you mentioned that, because that's what it's going to ultimately be about. It's David Chang, Dinner Time Live, and he cooks for two celebrities live, and he just makes it's really interesting. I never liked David Chang. I thought he was a dickhead, but I really like him now. Now that I see him, where he has to be live and stuff like that, I like it. And you get a really good glimpse into celebrities because they're live and they're talking and they're eating and they're drinking. And I've come to realize that John Mulaney is a fucking asshole.
Oh,
Brent, I'm a little tired of Mulaney. I think Mulaney needs to take a little time off, and I need to not see him for a little bit.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I assume he is an asshole. I mean, he's a recovering drug addict, so I'm sure he's got some edges.
Then don't go on live TV and sandbag your friends that you're with. Yeah, he was very rude and ignorant on the show. No, I don't. There was lots of comedians on these shows, and they're not rude.
Who was he rude to?
The host and the other guest that was with him. And I forget who the other guest that was with them was, but it's they had like really A-list people. They had Seth Rogen on, and they mixed it up. They had I watched Maya Rudolph and Ron Funches last night, and they were just excellent.
I love them.
They were excellent, and I saw Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson. They were kind of nice. Burt Kreischer is doing his thing.
Was his shirt off?
No, his shirt was on. It's kind of unhygienic to.
Isn't he the guy that always takes his shirt off?
Yeah,
you're right.
Is.
No, you are definitely correct.
He's the machine, yeah. And I just want to put it on blast that I don't like John Mulaney. I think he's rude. And if people want to get to see celebrities at their truest self, who watch this show, it's a really good show. You get to see cooking, and you get to see celebrities be. No, who was my favorite?
Tell us.
Lil Jon. Yeah, he was really cool. And I realized that he was on with Jay Farrow, the guy that does the impressions.
Yeah.
And he's really good at impressions, but I think that would be my nightmare, would be to hang out with a guy who does impressions.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
No, go. What were you going to say, Nate?
I was going to try to make some joke about how Brent's nightmare dinner guest is a parrot, because he doesn't like impressions, but I didn't really have all the parts there to do it. So I'm glad you were starting on something else.
Well, I have a question. So it's kind of confusing because you encourage teasing in your life. You enjoy it. You think it's funny. And then you're not liking John Mulaney for teasing on a television show.
It's not teasing.
So what's the difference? That's my question, is like, what's the line? Like,
I would when I tease or mock, it's straight out of love, and it's my ultimate form of flattery to somebody. If I hang out with you regularly and I don't mock you and make fun of you, I don't like you. You have to watch the episode.
Dysfunctional.
Yeah, it's fine, but it functions for me. I get through the day with it. He was on with Nick Kroll, and he was just very, very rude, I found.
So they have been best friends. They've known each other since they were in college. So they have like 20 years of history.
I know what you're doing.
I'm not doing anything. I am pushing back on you a little bit because
let's just say it. I don't like John Mulaney, and we're an anti-John Mulaney podcast moving forward.
No, okay. I don't agree to that.
We should have this little staff meeting beforehand, but I said it. We should have a live episode is what we should do.
I think I would describe it as I got my eye on John Mulaney. Like I got my eye on him where I'm like, okay. You know, he had the drugs. That's tough. You know, okay. But I got my eye on you, buddy.
Yeah, Nate gets it. Nate's more forgiving than I am.
I'm not getting it. I pre-ordered his ex-wife's book that comes out in August. I want to hear his ex-wife's side.
Yeah, I got a feeling in about halfway through August, we might become an anti-John Mulaney podcast.
There we go.
Gets
it's called Blueprints, and we just sent the foundation to this take, and now we're adding the concrete is poured, and we're waiting for the electrical guys to show up to put in the electrical, and then we start putting up the framework.
But I think he's going to be one of those things. I don't want to compare him to Michael Jackson, but I honestly believe that John Mulaney is one of the best stand-up comedians that I've ever seen.
He's good at stand-up. He is very good at stand-up.
I watched 5 minutes of his stand-up after I watched this episode to see if I'm missing out, and I couldn't get through the 5 minutes of it. I think he's the most self-centered weirdo comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just want to go back and add to your joke that you were talking about, like pouring the foundation. And then you said the electricians come in and this is how we appeal to the blue collar guys. This is going to kill with the blue collar guys.
Yeah.
You got to say the electricians come in. And then before the next part, you say, and then you got to clean up after those motherfuckers. Am I right? Blue collar guys, electricians leaving their garbage around.
Coffee cups everywhere.
Yeah.
Coffee cups everywhere.
Little bits of plastic. They don't sweep those up.
They're stripping their wires all the time.
No, you can't use the bathroom inside.
Yes, they can.
They have to use the porta potty that I rented.
I don't like those.
That was funny. That was good.
My final thing is I have a movie idea.
Yes. Didn't you have several?
No.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I texted the other day and said, "Don't let me forget the movie idea if I don't bring it up." It was built from the POV of the rat.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start it off. Weirdo family, the people that are into snakes and stuff like that, they have rats as pets. You know, they keep rats as pets.
Just feed the snakes?
No, just separate. But they don't have snakes. They just have rats.
Oh, okay.
They have a rat, I should say. So I'm thinking it's mother, father, 2 kids, boy or girl, typical, whatever. So the father they all decide that the rat needs a companion. They go to the pet store. They ask for a male rat because the rat they have is male. And the guy that's working at the pet store is kind of new, kind of young, really does not qualify to be working at a pet store, giving pet advice. He says, okay. He goes back and grabs a female rat instead of a male rat.
Uh-oh.
They take the rat home with the assumption that it's a male, 2 males. They put them in the same cage, and then boom, a couple of weeks later, I don't know the gestation cycle of rats, but the male rats, quotation marks, gives birth to 7 baby rats.
Oh, baby rats.
Oh, looking gross.
Yeah. So then there's just the last rat that comes out is the POV of the rat. So they have to give these rats away. So they give these rats away. They're not selling them. They're just giving them away. So this is where the story starts of the rat, and it follows. It's the POV of the rat. So you see what the rat sees. So the rat gets picked up. The last rat gets picked up by whoever. It doesn't really matter. But they neglect him. They don't really pay attention. And this rat starts wandering the streets. And you see the rat getting chased by cats. You see the rat, in dumpsters trying to get food. And you see the rat enjoying a strawberry. You see the rat, whatever. The rat eventually wanders to the docks, and the rat gets on a boat.
Uh-oh, this went bad last time.
Yeah. So the rat gets on the boat into where the rats go, on the boats, the ship, whatever. And the POV
where the food is.
Yeah. The POV of the rat is the rat just eating food. He ends up in a random place. Could be anywhere. It could be in Africa. It could be in China. It could be in wherever. He gets off the ship when they hit port, and he's in a whole different fucking continent. POV the rat. Eventually leads to the rat getting in a fight with the snake. The snake bites the rat, and the rat gets sick. Okay? The rat is dying. You can tell the rat's dying because the POV turns kind of blurry and slows down. And the rat gets stuck in the water plant of a city or a town. And the last thing you see is from the POV the rat, it fades black. And then the camera pulls out and you see that the rat is laying in the water supply tank of the city.
No.
So the snake killed the rat. It mutated into this crazy virus that killed the rat, and now it's in the public drinking supply.
So is that the beginning of the movie?
That's the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
Okay. Because the question I was going to ask is like, are we doing like a Fievel Goes West? Like,
no. It's a very serious. It's a very serious movie.
This is the beginning of the new Contagion 2. Rat.
Exactly. Listen, viruses are hot in the streets right now. It's the topic.
Hot virus, actually.
After we just got from the pandemic, so this is right now. I know that I always set movies up with just the beginning or middle parts, but I actually have an ending for this one. One of the rats that gets adopted is by a research scientist.
Oh, good, smart.
He only uses bottled water to drink, so he's fine. But he notices that the tap water he uses for the rats and the other animals in the research facility was poisoned with this virus, and it kills every single buddy, kills all of them except for this one rat. Because this rat was the direct descendant of the original patient X rat and is immune to the virus. So now the research scientist has to use this rat and replicate DNA to create the vaccine to save the world.
Okay.
I like that twist. Of we've separated from the family. We've gone on to poison all of China. And then we go back to another member of the family.
Africa.
Yeah, or Africa. Then we go back to another member of the rat family. He's chilling in the science lab. I like that. Yeah. I think that's a nice touch.
Because so you look at it as the rat, yes, technically causes the pandemic, but the rat,
his brother,
saves the world.
You need something to help us care. Like, I don't care about...
I'm sorry if the annihilation of your fellow fucking humans doesn't allow you to care.
Like it was
so all of a sudden the John Mulaney takes make a lot of sense.
I think Kate makes a good point, because here's, we're just spitballing here. There's no bad ideas in brainstorming, but the original kid that had the one rat that went to the pet store to get more rats, he gets sick. Now
we followed
care.
Him through the sickness.
Yeah, now we care because he's just a little guy and he didn't do anything wrong except love those rats.
No, see, you don't.
And the first guy who messed up and got the girl rat instead of the boy rat, he's one of the first to die or something.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
It's because you never see these people again. It's POV of the rat. The rat leaves the house.
Rats.
Everybody cares about rats.
No.
When you're in the POV of the rat, you care because you become the rat. You're seeing the world through the rat's eyes. We don't see the family, the bad pet store employee ever again. because the rat goes to Africa or China on the boat, and that's where the problem starts.
Brent is Rizzo, and that is why he is so escalated when I said that I don't care about rats. It's because Brent really is Rizzo.
Okay, fine. You want to pull on some heartstrings? Let's say the rat lands in China, gets bit by the Chinese snake, creates this virus. The water is used to make a cake at a birthday party for a little girl who just turned 3.
Girl,
She blows the candle out, and then the next image is her funeral.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
That helps.
Do you care now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
How are you guys doing?
Good. Okay, this reminds me of what. So I'm doing actually really poorly, but I'm doing better now that I'm talking to you guys. And so I had an interview for a job, and one of the questions was, "What is something about you that someone would know just by looking at you?" And so, like, I am applying for mental health professional jobs, like psychotherapy jobs, and and my mind went blank, and I replied, "Well, that I have a movie podcast." Instead of like what they probably were wanting was like things about, I don't know, my presentation, or I have no idea. Like,
bringing up Nate and I is a bold choice.
I said, well, I have a podcast about movies. Blank stares. No.
I think they're fools for that. You know what? I think that shows initiative. You know, it shows extroversion. Okay,
I have interests. Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I felt so self-conscious that I was like, oh, I really like movies. Like, and it was like one of those times where you kind of like step out of yourself and you're like, oh, you fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So
I have that a lot. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Now that you've had like time to simmer on it, what do you think you should have said if you had like?
Oh, she could have said anything. Anything would have been better.
Yes, I could have said,
she could have like
got a child. My parents live in. I don't know. Like,
she could have threw up in a bucket, in the garbage bucket.
I'm a single mom. That would have been a good one. Yeah.
So, what was the question? What was the question again?
What is something about you that people would not know by looking at you? Okay. Brent has a bum foot. Nate wants to die. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm so much more than my bum foot.
I know, but people couldn't tell that you have this chronic illness just by looking at you.
It would have been funny if they had asked a question and you're like, okay, so, well, there's this point of view from a rat, right?
I got this great idea for a movie. Oh,
yeah, that's a choice to make. And you made it.
Yeah, it's been a week. It's like, okay, so we all know, I share it very widely, that I am a psychotherapist who also deals with their own depression, and it makes things complicated. And
you're getting high on your own supply.
Well, sure.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure.
So I wasn't going to say anything, but I think it's important to share, to like be open, because I think a lot of our listeners struggle with depression and anxiety, and it's never like this. There's never like the top of the mountain. Like, you're never going to be 100% happy every day, and that's okay. And that doesn't mean my life is bad, that I still manage these bouts. But I don't know. I just want to send out encouragement to any of our listeners that are also struggling, having a bad day, hating life, hating themselves. Like, it's all right. It'll get better. Hang in there.
Yeah, you'll feel better. Just like chill
just
for a bit.
Don't kill yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, just wait. Just
wait
a
it
little
out.
bit, and then something different will happen.
It's 100% true. 100% true. Anyway, how are you, Nate? What have you been? Have you seen anyone?
I have actually had an awesome weekend. My roommates, so my buddy Andy, he is a filmmaker, and he has like a partner in their filmmaking company named Dylan, and Dylan's wife Ashley, and we've all been friends for years and years, and they have a kid that is a little bit older, like 1 or 1.5 years older than the child who lives here. And they came over and stayed on Friday night and Saturday night because they park their RV here. So
Cool.
they just like stayed out in the RV and they were smoking briskets all weekend and they set up the TV and watched the hockey game outside, and we had bonfires and I had some friends over. So it was the house was packed with people all weekend.
Nice.
Did you enjoy that?
I loved it. I love it. I like it when the house is cooking. Especially because I have my little secret room that I can just escape to when I
Your
have stuff
hidey
to do,
hole.
you know? Yeah, and then I come out when I'm ready.
I like that you have an unrelated child roommate.
Yes, I like it too.
I think it's very unique and fun.
And it's like, it's one of the best ways to experience children of like, I come upstairs. If he's in a fun mood, I'm going to flip him around, wrestle him, talk about Transformers. If he's like screaming, I just leave. So it's like the perfect, it's the perfect way to experience the funness of childhood.
You're a true uncle.
And then my niece, I've seen her a lot lately because I was helping my brother renovate his house, and then I went and subbed for their baseball team last night. And she's been very nice to me lately. She's been like, she wants to hang out when I'm around, which is like, you know, that makes you feel good in your heart because kids are like a very good, like they know who's good, who's evil, and who's good. And so when they're nice to you, you're like, I'm not evil. Excellent.
For sure.
Yes, of course. It's always good. Yes.
No, but that I think is very astute, and people don't realize that. Like kids feel things like, and if they haven't been manipulated by their parents, they're like really good judges of character with shit that adults can't even tell.
Yeah, and her parents are the ultimate, like, they would never make her do anything. Her parents, like, they would never be like, okay, now go say hi to Uncle Nunu. That's what she calls me, Uncle Nunu. They would never do that. They would never. She makes her own decisions. So this is all on her own. She wants to hang out. She wants me to read the book. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll read this book, bro.
How old is she?
They're almost 4.
That's awesome. Yeah, we talked about that.
Age.
Such a good age.
Yeah.
So fun.
She'll be 4 in a couple weeks.
Well, speaking of fun,
I would have said, speaking of turning 4 in a couple weeks.
You know what? Both of them would have worked equally.
Go ahead, Kate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun, Brent, why don't you, or Nate, no, whose movie was this?
It was my movie
Nathaniel.
this week. I chose this movie. We're doing new movies this month, and I chose the film Hitman, starring Glen Powell, written by Glen Powell and Richard Linklater. And so I would love to know what happens in this movie.
I'd love to tell ya. So, the movie Hitman stars Glen Powell as Gary, who is a psychology and philosophy professor at New Orleans University. And this movie takes place in New Orleans. Gary is a very mild-mannered, no excitement, no real passion, divorced guy who has cats and is still best friends with his ex-wife. He likes to tinker with things and somehow gets pulled in to work for the police department as recording undercover sting operations for hitmen, and gets pulled in one day to be the hitman. And he turns out to be quite good at pretending to be a hitman because he has all this information about psychology and philosophy. So he gets very good at that. And then one day, one of the targets is a woman who wants her husband killed. And Gary is pretending to be hitman Ron. And he convinces her not to kill her husband and to take the money and just leave her husband. And so he starts a relationship with Madison, this woman, as Ron. Fast forward, the previous guy who was pretending to be a hitman, the police officer, I forget his name. Anyway, he's kind of the antagonist of the film.
Jasper
sees Gary / Ron and Madison out and puts it together that Ron Gary is with Madison. Madison's husband ends up dead, and everybody thinks Madison did it, and Madison did do it, and Jasper finds out. Long story short, there's a happy ending.
He tries to blackmail him.
They try to blackmail him. It's the ending, yes. But long story short, the end of the movie is Madison finds out that Gary is Gary and he's not Ron. And Gary, the whole beginning part of the movie is Gary in class talking about our identity and how our identity is fluid and you can change it. And he has become Ron. He's more Ron now than Gary. And he's a very passionate lover. We've got some really good sex scenes in this movie. And they end up having children and living happily ever after. That's Hitman.
You did it, Kate. And I have some of the hottest takes I've ever had for a movie podcast. So I think we might as well just get into it. What do you guys think?
Let's get into it.
This movie was fucking insane.
Yeah. Like the look on my face during the last 20 minutes of this movie, my jaw unhinged. Talk about snakes, okay? I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
It's more about the rat than the snake.
Okay, but I did call back to what we were talking about earlier. So there was a snake involved.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, like Melissa asked me how I liked the movie when she got home from work, and I said, I wish I could tell you. I really wish I could tell you.
Yes.
Because she's like, well, like, would you recommend it? I'm like, yes. And then I would feel bad and call you back and say, no, don't go watch it. But then I would call back another 10 minutes later and say, you should watch it. I don't know if I like it. I hate it. I don't know if it was good or bad.
I think it's perfect for Netflix. I think it's a good Netflix movie.
It's a good sit down. Yeah. Play on your phone. Watch Hitman. Unless Jules is around.
Yeah, unless Jules is around. I think this would have made an incredibly charming, funny, romantic comedy, and they fumbled the ball at the end so hard that I couldn't believe what I was seeing. That
I would like murder.
Because I think we should. So, like, big spoiler alert if you don't want to be spoiled. The cop blackmails them by saying like, hey, look, I know that this lady murdered her husband, so she has to give me the life insurance policy or else I'm going to send you guys to jail. And they just murder that guy. They just like literally do first degree murder and they get away with it and they live happily ever after with a family.
Yeah.
That's insane.
The little footnote that our host Nate is not saying about the murder is they tie a plastic bag around this man's head after drugging him and let him basically die, asphyxiate himself while he performs oral sex on her.
Oh yeah, they fuck in front of the dying body. They're villainous. They're villainous. And there was the other thing that happened is I had to like watch through the movie again to do the quiz stuff. So just like skipping through the parts, seeing if I could find questions for quizzes. And it's so bizarre watching it the second time because they actually lay so much groundwork to sort of try to justify what the two of them do at the end. Like Kate, you sort of mentioned it with the psychotherapy or the psychology stuff where there's a lot of conversations between him and his class. They're like talking about like capital punishment in the Neolithic era. And they're like, oh, there's this guy and he's ruining life for everybody. Like you don't have a justice system. What should you do? And the class is like, we all think you should kill that person. And it's like, very interesting. Something to think about. Don't you think, audience? And then even that conversation with his ex-wife, where they're like, she's like, well, people don't really change. And he's like, no, you can change. Like people can change a lot. And they're talking about like improving. But when you watch it the second time, it's like he changed from a nice, sweet teacher to a murder guy. Like that's not a good change. What do you mean?
Yeah, they're equating having passion with becoming a fuller person or a healthier person. And what you see is the romantic interest, Madison, has learned helplessness and manipulates men into taking care of her. And so I had a horrible time with the female lead in this movie. I did not like her at all. I didn't have sympathy for her. I didn't really like anyone in this movie, honestly. The parts I agree with Brent that I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, Glen Powell dressing up and acting like a different hitman is very funny and interesting to watch. And
Great
then
concept.
The movie they created around that, it's hard to get a grasp on it. Like the whole first 20 minutes where Glen Powell is Gary, I'm like completely unbelievable. Like that is not a real character.
Yeah. Like they try so hard to do the like nerdy girl takes off her glasses thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, look at this guy with the like biggest jaw you've ever seen in your entire life. But he's got a bad haircut, so nobody even notices. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
But it gives hope to us regular folks that maybe just one little change.
Little haircut.
No.
I'm letting my hair grow now.
At all. He didn't look frumpy at all. He still had his tucked in shirt with his nipped in waist and his blonde hair and his pretty eyes.
Oh, he had a slutty little waist, didn't he? Yeah. Like I was upset with the hair. I'm like, and like none of us like his ex. I don't know, because I saw a lot of myself in the beginning. You know, with the cats and the cleaning of the house and the routine and the schedule. I'm like, that's me. And then I'm like, nothing wrong with that. And I'm like, why are we trying to get away from this? And then I felt vindicated in the end. I'm like, well, maybe I should just keep my current lifestyle so I don't end up a murderer.
I have a change to this movie that I think would have fixed everything and made it like a true classic, a true romantic comedy classic. And it's as simple as she comes to hire the hitman. And you establish that she's like genuinely scared of her husband. And that's why she's gone so far as to even consider having him murdered, because he's violent and scary and she thinks he's going to kill her. And then that husband spots her and Gary out on the town, and now he's going to hurt them both. And the mild-mannered Gary, who's pretending to be a tough guy, pretending to be a hitman, now has to do tough guy shit, become John McClane for a night. Maybe their house is getting invaded. And through self-defense, has to do some extra judicial murder. And the story ends where it's like the innocent lady who never murdered anybody and was just being abused by an abusive husband. And they killed the abusive husband, who's like, the legal system can't handle him. Even there's no way to stop him other than to stop his violence. And then now we have two good guys. We're so happy they made it. We're so happy that they're having kids. Everything worked out. And Mr. Nerd got his chance to prove that, hey, you can change into a John McClane if it's protecting someone you love. It's like, just do that.
So do you think that they did not make it like that because it was based on an article and based on like a real person?
Okay, I thought about that, Kate, but the craziest part is the real person didn't murder anybody. So it's like, that's the part they added. They had the real person, interesting, crazy story. There was this guy and he started working for the cops. And then the cops were like, this guy's an incredible actor. And he helps arrest like 76 people or something like that by doing his little, very funny, good concept. And then he's just a cool guy who like lived a life. Why would they add that?
Yeah, picture like going to taking your family and your friends to see a movie loosely based on you, and then I look over at Melissa and my character on the screen is going down on this woman while I kill a cop.
Yeah,
and like, that never happened, by the way. That didn't happen.
And that cop wasn't evil enough. Like he's bad. He's like bad, but not bad enough where I was like, he should be murdered and left for dead.
What they should have did is have him kill the husband and set up the wife and
That's it. That would have been a good idea.
For the insurance money. That's all. Because they all knew about, that's what they should have done. And then that would have justified the killing. But now you just got murderers.
Yeah, if he was framing them and they're two innocent people, they never murdered anybody. We're cheering for them.
I'm sorry. This is what I was saying to Nick. She kills the ex-husband. Red flag. Red flag, Gary.
You're pushing it at first, dating someone who you know tried to hire a murderer.
Right.
Be like, okay, people can change. I get it. She's so good looking that
Yes.
I might let it slide.
No.
For sure.
No.
But anyway,
the minute you know she did the murder, I'm like, I don't care. There's this is what I want to say to the guys listening to this podcast. There's no woman on earth that's hot enough to do a murder for. And if you even start thinking about considering it, you got to take a walk, dude. You got to take a walk.
And that's what I liked about Gary. Gary says that. That's part of his dialogue. He says, I've never cared enough to want to kill someone for the way he just talks about, like, I have no interest in violence or killing people, or like, I've never been angry enough to ever want to do that. And then it's this evil, it's a really negative female character.
She is the worst. Yeah, she's despicable.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm just such this poor damsel. Meanwhile, you fucking killed your husband. Like, why couldn't you have done that? Why did you need to hire somebody?
It's crazy because when she's talking about killing her husband and Gary's like, what do you mean you killed him? And he's like, what happened? And she's like, well, he was like asleep or passed out. Like they even add that in to be like she just did cold-blooded murder. He wasn't even threatening her.
And she moved his body.
Like what?
And I guess people will say, well, he influenced her because he was a hitman and he told her all these stories about how to kill people and stuff. I guess that's why they did that. I don't know.
Yeah, this to me feels like a woman character that was written 25 years ago. Like, to me, this is not a current female character. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we've done better in romantic comedies to make women like full people. And this is just very stereotypical archetypes of that. Sorry, it really bothered me.
I think the red flag, a lot of people, was that she killed her husband. My red flag for me was when they were having sex and she was drinking the red wine and she just poured it all over herself on the white sheets.
She just dumped it on her face.
That's pretty hot, though.
I've never been that horny where I'm like...
The sheets? The sheets could have stayed.
No, that's a lot of work afterwards.
Red wine, though. Not with
exactly.
Red wine.
Yeah,
maybe diet Mountain Dew, right? Like
Sprite, something clear. If it's black sheets, hey, fill your boots. Throw fucking spaghetti sauce around. I don't care.
Brent could not engage with the most beautiful woman if she did that. He would be so concerned with the cleanup and the mess.
Yeah. Well, fuck, because oh, wow. So the 2 minutes of that is not worth fucking, my whole next day is getting stains out. I got to go to the store. I got to buy special fucking detergent. I got to buy a scrubber. I got to let it soak and sit for fucking 20 minutes to a half hour, then wash it, and then hope it comes out. No. Listen, there's no. That's not worth it. That was the biggest red flag. The red wine shouldn't have been a thing. White wine, I would have been like, okay. But with white sheets, no, I'm leaving after that. I would be like, oh, that's nice. Really? And got up and left.
Also, red wine in that scenario, like you don't like take big gulps of red. I don't know.
My last note about this film is the things that were interesting, they did too many times. Way too many scenes with him meeting with potential.
No, that was my favorite part.
Too many.
When he dressed up like Patrick Bateman, that was so good. He did such a good impression.
Never saw the movie, so that was lost on me, but I understand why it would be funny.
That's good.
I was split on it because here's what I think. I think that was one of the funnest parts of the movie, for sure. I think that was a mistake for Glen Powell because it kind of showed how limited his range is instead of how big his range is. Because all of those guys were pretty much the same or a little bit too silly to be believed. And I thought, like, if they had like a super talented actor doing this, like, okay, we could have had something cooking here. But he kind of showed he doesn't have quite got it,
Yep. Get his ass, Nate.
He's too pretty.
But here we do want to answer the question, or at least hinted at answering the internet's question, is Glen Powell a movie star? And this is my answer, at least. I say I'm going to give him one more chance. I'm going to go watch Twister. I'm going to see how he does in Twister. I think that's set up a little bit better for him, where he can be like kind of a dick, but maybe still a handsome guy who wants to kiss a lady, run away from some tornadoes. And then I'm going to decide after that whether Glen Powell's a movie star. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think he is, but I don't think he's going to I don't think he's going to turn into anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. Yep.
Here's my prediction. This man will be the biggest film star within a year and a half.
Wow. Brent,
he is the
next swing.
He is the next male It Man. No, see what I did there? It Man instead of Hitman. I like that. That was nice. Good. That was just natural too.
Just happened.
He's going to be the next. He's the draw. He's the next guy. We were saying who's next up? It's this guy.
I do like his hooded eyes. I like that his eyes are hooded. I think
like
his kind of sexy,
slutty little waist and his stubble.
Yes, he does have a little slutty little waist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to add my last note, which is, so the whole movie, because he does like a narration voiceover for a lot of the movie, and it was driving me insane. I'm like, he sounds exactly like someone, but I cannot figure out who it is. And then watching it the second time, I realized. And what I will do is I will play a clip of him talking, and then I will play a clip of Stephen Colbert talking. And he will just immediately be like, they're voice twins. They both have exactly the same voice. And I don't know if you can stick Stephen Colbert's voice in Jack Reacher's body and make a movie star. I don't know. I'm suspicious of that.
I completely agree. And that is bringing up something I thought about, was the voice. Yes, because it is not, it's a little up here.
Yeah.
So what does Nietzsche mean when he says, the secret for harvesting from existence, the greatest fruitfulness, the greatest enjoyment is to live dangerously? Build your cities on the slopes of Vesuvius, send your ships into uncharted seas, live at war with your peers and yourselves. And Tolkien writes there, peeping among the cloud rack above the dark Tor, high up in the mountain, Sam saw a white star twinkle for a while. The beauty of it smote his heart, and he looked up out of the forsaken land, and hope returned to him. For like a shaft clear and cold, the thought pierced him that in the end the shadow was only a small and passing thing. There was light and high beauty forever beyond its reach.
Well, would you guys like to do a Hitman quiz?
Heck yeah.
You know it.
Brent, you're gonna answer first today.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
During the first sting, Gary mentions that he has family in a certain bayou. He says that's where he's going to go dump the body, let the crocodiles eat it. Which bayou does he say he has family living in? Let's try and say these names. Was it the Bayou Manchac, Bayou Breville, Bayou Gauche, or Bayou Bonfouca?
Ooh, fuck. I was like, as soon as he says it, I'm going to know it, but I'm going to say C?
I'm going to say Bayou Gauche.
You are both correct. It was Bayou Gauche. You guys are Bayou experts.
Damn right.
Couple crocodiles swimming around this place.
Yeah. Well, crocodile. Is it crocodiles or alligators that swim in the bayou?
I want to say, I really hope it's crocodiles, because you got to say crocodile.
Well, there's the gators. You gotta get
gators.
The gators up there.
Gators. Oh, you're right, Brent.
You gotta be careful, because you gotta be careful on the banks because of the gators. Yeah.
Get yourself bit by a gator. Okay, yeah, you're right, Brent. You're definitely right.
I've been waiting a year and a half to do a fucking Cajun accent. I'm so happy we got to do it.
Crocodiles are in salt water and alligators are in fresh water.
That's right.
Talk about an ocean quiz. Gary, speaking of animals, Gary mentions the pileated woodpecker being the first cousin to the elusive ivory bill. According to the movie, when was the last rumored sighting of an ivory bill? 2002, 2004, 2003, or 2005?
2005.
I was going to say 2005 as well.
Well, you're both going to say the correct answer because you're both correct. Those were two pretty hard questions, and you guys knocked those down. I think I might be toast.
I'm surprised.
The child who wants to put a hit on his mom offers Gary some PlayStation 5 games as part of his payment. Which game was not on the table?
Great question.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Back 4 Blood, Gran Turismo 7, Dying Light 2.
I'm going to say Back 4 Blood.
I want to say Gran Turismo.
My goodness, Kate.
God damn it.
You should become a hitman because you're a sniper right now. That's 3 in a row.
That was the one. I was down between Back 4 Blood and that one. Good job, Kate.
They get caught. The two lovers get caught eating ice cream by the crooked cop. What was the name of the ice cream place? Was it Ted's Frost Stop, Bill's Frost Stop, Bob's Frost Stop, or Doug's Frost Stop?
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Bill's.
The place they got caught eating that ice cream was Ted's Frost Stop.
Gone forever.
Ooh, Brent, you tied it up. It up. And I would like to point out
Bill and Ted.
Yeah, and Bob and Doug.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mackenzie.
Some famous pairs. Okay.
Yep.
What school does Gary teach at? Louisiana State University, the University of New Orleans, University of Louisiana at Lafayette, or Southeastern Louisiana University?
B.
University of New Orleans.
You guys are crushing me right
Good
now
job, Kate.
with another correct answer.
Crushing it.
Good job, Kate.
4-4. It's a 2-man race. It's only you two.
Yeah.
How many more questions are there?
3.
2 more left.
2.
How many clay pigeons does the man with the shotgun shoot during the scene where he's trying to trick that guy being like kind of a mega tattooed good old boy?
Mm-hmm.
3 clay pigeons, 4, 2, or 5?
4.
He shoots 2.
Nate finally sneaks one in. He shoots 3 clay pigeons.
3. Fuck.
All right. I love that it all comes down to this question for you two. The crooked cop is named Jasper. Jasper is also a town in Alberta. Alberta has 5 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Which one did I make up?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump, Writing on Stone Provincial Park, Dinosaur Provincial Park, White Elk Peace Park. Which one did I make up?
I'm going to say D, the last one.
Brent says White Elk Peace Park is the one I made up. Kate, what do you think?
The Smashing Head one, the first one.
Well, we have a winner. Because, of course, Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump is a real place where the indigenous Canadians used to run the buffaloes off the cliff and then go down and collect the dead buffaloes. A genius maneuver on their part. You got to hand it to them. Incredibly embarrassing for the buffaloes. Just not a good look, boys. The winner of today's Hitman quiz is Brent.
Gone forever.
Damn right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I really thought I was going to get you with White Elk Peace Park, which I based on a real UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is the Waterton Glacier Peace Park, which is the first international park ever created in the world because it is a mix between the Waterton Park in Canada and the Glacier National Park in Montana. It crosses over 2 borders. It's an international peace park.
How cool.
The Waterton Glacier Peace Park.
There you go.
Very cool.
would you guys like to give out some gold medals?
Sure.
Silver and bronze for me, please.
Bronze medal. I think this will be interesting to see where we all land on this one. Who did you guys give your bronze medal to?
My bronze medal is going to Retta as the police officer, who's also in Parks and Rec. And I think she's very funny and should be in more things.
Heartily agree. I gave my bronze medal to Glen Powell. I'm gonna let him sneak in on this one because he's doing a lot. I think he kind of missed a chance to do some real, like, show us what he's got while he's being the hitman. Everything was a little tongue in cheek. I wish we could have given him like a white eye and a scary guy and like, oh, he is scary when he's like that. But he did a fine job. So Glen Powell gets my bronze medal.
Bronze medal for me goes to Adria Arjona, who played the lead female cast member. She very, very, I don't know if she's talented or I just see a lot of other people in her. I don't know. Jury's out on this one. I don't think she's going to make it, but she did okay. There wasn't that many great performances in the movie, so I had to give bronze to somebody. Put it that way.
Yeah, I would agree that there wasn't a ton of great performances in this movie. I would agree with that.
Okay, good.
Who'd you give your silver to, Kate?
I'm going to give my silver to Glen Powell because he's easy to look at. I wish I would have just turned off the sound and read the words and just watched it.
Sure. Yeah, I gave my silver medal to Retta. We were trying to decide if Glen Powell's a movie star. I'll tell you who is a movie star. It's Retta. I could watch her fucking literally in any movie, stick her in there. She was the funniest part of this movie. I think there was like a couple scenes with her and her partner where they were trying to do the like Will Ferrell, Adam McKay thing of like, obviously they were improvising, like when they were talking about like when they thought they hung up the phone and Glen Powell's listening to them talk about him. I was like, this is one of those scenes, but they're not giving them funny enough stuff to say. Like it was close, but it just wasn't quite as funny. It was too literal. Mm-hmm. Anyways, she was funny, Retta.
Yeah, she gets my silver as well. She was a highlight in her performance was a highlight in a very lackluster sea of bad performances.
It's time for gold medals, and I'll start this round because I would like to do a callback to other things we've talked about on this podcast. We've talked about foot acting. We've talked about probably hand acting before. We've talked about a lot of different kinds of acting. We had our first really great example of poison acting in this movie where a guy gets poisoned, and he did a great job of a guy getting poisoned. It was the best performance in the whole movie. I give my gold medal to Austin Amelio as Jasper the Dirty Cop, strictly for his poison acting.
What's very funny is I knew while I was watching this movie that Austin Amelio was going to get my gold because he was acting. He was doing it. He was grounded. He was like the only grounded character, and he was the one that wasn't, I don't know. Yeah, he did the best job, I thought. He's an asshole, and he feels like a real asshole.
Yeah, because it's hard to do that without like overselling it to be like, wink, wink, I'm not really evil. He just like seemed like he was like a nasty, dirty, horrible dude. And I was like, that's not easy to do.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I would like to agree with you, but I'm not. He was too far. His facial hair got to me. He was far too skinny of a man.
Too skinny.
Oh yeah, too skinny. He was the best actor of the group. But listen, I called it earlier in the show, and I'm going to reiterate. Glen Powell is going to be a force to be reckoned with, not because of his acting, because he's just a good enough actor, and he's handsome enough that the ladies are going to swoon over him once he starts getting some bigger roles. He's going to be the next big guy, and he wasn't as bad as we're making it out to be. It's just a bad script. Glen Powell, gold medal.
I think that Nate and I have our opinions.
Yeah, it's good.
You know what? I love the bold prediction because, you know what? Maybe we'll revisit it during the course of our long, illustrious podcast, right? We'll be back here talking about it.
We'll see the rise and fall.
He's next up. Not like he's not going to, like I said, he's not going to be a leading man. He's going to be in a series of forgettable movies, but he's going to be everywhere.
We're going to see him a lot.
Yep.
I like that prediction because I could see that. Like maybe we in a year from now, we're like, geez, another Glen Powell movie. That's like 6 this year.
Yep.
Yikes.
He's never going to be Bradley Cooper. He's never going to be Hugh Jackman. He's never going to be Tom Hanks. He's never going to be Daniel Day-Lewis.
Nope, he's not. But he's going to be a pretty boy. He is going to be on it. He is going to own Netflix for the next year.
He could be maybe Chris Pratt. Could we say that? Like he could be the next Pratt, where you're like, he's not a good actor, but he sure is in a lot of movies.
But Chris Pratt is not as pretty. See, I don't know. I think there's something about him being, I don't know. Is he short? How tall is he?
Glen Powell? I think he's pretty tall.
Let me just Google Glenn.
What we got to see is they got to stick him in one of those movies where he's like really clean shaven and it's like a Victorian movie and he's like wearing like some dandy clothing. We got to see how he does in that one. If he can have like a lady in a drawing room, like playing with a ringlet and we believe it, okay, we might have something cooking here.
I got the perfect role for Glen Powell. That's what will push him to the next stratosphere. He is going to be, think of in the next not Mission Impossible, Top Gun movie. He's going to be starring alongside Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, the next Top Gun movie. He's going to be playing the Val Kilmer Iceman character, kind of.
Okay, I can see villain. He could do a Top Gun. Yeah,
you know what? I'm going to say it. I enjoyed him.
He was fine.
Glen Powell, gold medal. I enjoyed him.
Well, why don't we give this movie a rating?
Yes.
Let's rate it.
I'm going to be meaner to this movie than I am to a lot of movies, especially in this first category, script. What did you guys think about the script for the movie Hitman?
6.5.
Fuck. It's so hard.
That's what she said.
Heyo.
7 because I still think people should watch this movie just to get upset.
I am gonna give this probably the worst rating I've ever given a script on this podcast, and that might include the Bean movie. I'm going to give it a 6. I think that ending was so horrible.
Yep.
The concept is great. There's so much. We had potential here for a great, fun movie. That ending is unhinged.
The first 20 minutes, I'm like, Nate picked a diamond in the rough here. This is going to sweep the month. And then it fell apart pretty quick.
The art direction for this movie, the props, the costumes, and the sets. Again, this is tough because they're in a lot of dingy-ass diners. A lot of diner work in this one.
Here's my thing. Now, whose turn is it?
You can go
ahead.
Listen, they're in New Orleans. This movie takes place in New Orleans, a beautiful, vibrant city. And he basically just deals with white trash all day, forgettable characters, dingy, gross diners. I know it's a Hitman movie, but my God, they could have done better. 6. And the wigs? 6.
The wigs.
Ugh.
Nobody had a Cajun accent in the entire movie.
There was one guy, and it was a very silly accent. It was the guy who was like, swiping guy. He's like, she been swiping, send it over the causeway to the manager of the Piccadilly.
We needed more. I wanted more than that, though. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm going to go 6.5. It does not look great. The costumes are kind of fun, but they're very silly. And like Brent said, like the wigs, and when he had the like ginger freckles and makeup on, that was wild.
Yeah,
was
and the
crazy.
Russian silver teeth guy. It's like, all right, what are we doing?
It was could have been a lot better. This one too. The music for this movie. What did you guys think of the music for this movie?
6.
I
Fucking
didn't.
Stunk.
I didn't remember
whiffed
any
on
of it.
everything. You're in New Orleans again. Like I said, you're in New Orleans.
Zydeco, jazz, blues. Give us something.
Play give me one CCR song. Just one. Give me one fucking what's that band? Chris Robinson.
Yeah, Counting Crows,
No, close.
Black Crow.
Yes. Give me some of that. You play Green River by CCR, you're getting an automatic ace.
Green River would have killed here.
Exactly.
Would
7.
have killed.
No, did I give it a 6 or 7? 6.
Give it a 6.
Yeah, 6.
Okay. Yeah, the music is terrible, and there's like one sort of reoccurring motif, and it sucks. It stinks. It's the worst. It's like corny, like Casio keyboard music. It fucking sucked ass. 6.
Yeah, like
Did I give it something?
not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 because it wasn't distasteful. I didn't notice it, so 7.
The theme for this movie, this is a romantic black comedy. As a romantic black comedy, what would you give this movie?
So because it put black comedy in there, that saves it a little bit for me because
I
it
agree.
truly is a black comedy. And so for that, I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with Kate. She nailed it dead on. It could have been funnier. It would have got it because it is a black comedy. I give it an 8.
I will go 7 because I didn't think it was very funny, a little bit funny. And then the romantic part, I didn't find it romantic. I think they were like, it was hot, but like romantically, I think they suck. They're horrible people and they deserve each other. So I'll give it 7.
Okay.
And as far as new movies go, someone's like, I gotta watch a new movie. That's the kind of shit I'm into right now, is only new movies. Do you know any good new movies? How much would you recommend this as a 2024 new movie?
This is a hard one. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
I want to give it higher than a 7 because I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it to some sick part of me, but no, I wouldn't say go see a 7.
Yeah, I think 7 is exactly right because it's not that I wouldn't recommend watching it. Like, it's interesting to watch and especially to talk about. I think this is a good enough movie where it's like, yeah, you could tell your friends to watch it and then have a good conversation with them about this movie and what you liked and what you didn't like. And there are enjoyable parts, like Kate said, good sex scenes. Sure, bring it back. We're bringing back kissing and hugging. I'll give it a 7, and I'll get us a total score here.
It's a perfect 50.
This movie gets a 34 out of 50. 34 out of 50.
I like it.
That tracks.
It's very interesting because it has great reviews, a very high rating on all the different review sites. And usually I can relate to whatever's going on, be like, maybe it's not my favorite movie, but I understand why people are crazy about a certain thing. And this was like, I've never felt more disconnected from like the prevailing opinion on this movie of everyone being like, it's great, check it out, like diamond in the rough. I'm like, what?
Oh, really? I did not
After
think
the end?
I didn't know it got good reviews. I thought it got average reviews. So that's very surprising.
Like, what is it on Rotten
You said before,
Tomatoes
it's
right now?
perfect for Netflix. It's perfect just to have it on a streaming service to watch. And not every movie should be or can be perfect.
7 out of 10 on IMDb.
It's like
96%.
96%.
That's crazy.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
and
crazy.
93 in the audience. Like,
That's
what?
crazy. That's
What?
crazy.
Yeah. Maybe we're fucked. I don't know.
Yeah, this was one of the first times in a long time where I've been like, I am very far away from the public on this one. But let's talk about being a little bit closer to the public.
Mm-hmm.
Our next movie is going to be the audience choice, so we got to hear all our different options.
All right.
Wait, let me pull up so I can write down what I hear. Okay, I'm ready.
So like it's 2007 or 2024 movie. So the list isn't going to be too long, but we have, I think 10 or 11 to pick from. So are we ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Fall Guy, Hundreds of Beavers, Dune 2, Love Lies Bleeding, Civil War, When Evil Lurks, Furiosa, Challengers, Roadhouse.
Okay. We got a lot of different kinds of movies there.
I chose 2.
Okay, let's hear them.
I chose Fall Guy and Doom 2.
Dune 2.
Because I've never seen it.
Okay, that's funny because I chose 3. I chose Fall Guy, Dune 2, Civil War.
Ooh. Looks like we're watching Fall Guy because I chose Fall Guy and Civil War, but I think all 3 of us chose Fall Guy.
We did.
Let's
and I'll just say the ones I
freaking
picked.
palette. Sorry, go ahead, Nate.
I was just going to add the other ones I picked just for posterity I would have watched the Beaver one or Furiosa, but we're going to watch Fall Guy.
And
We're going to watch Fall Guy next week.
Ryan Gosling is who Glen Powell wants to be.
He sure does. He would love to have Gosling's career and to be as beloved. Like, Gosling's got a lot of love. He's got a lot of love.
Gosling's an actor. He's an actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing it since he was a kiddo.
And that means all that's left to do is say goodnight, Kate.
Good night, Kate.
No, what you want to go do that now is say goodnight, Kate.
I'm the director. You're my stunt guy. We need to keep it super professional.
I agree, absolutely.
Should I get in the car?
Yes, please. Some really bad guys are trying to kill me, and not in a fun way. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it.
I need to hide you.
Let's just kiss.
No, come on. Let's get going.
Okay, let's kiss a little first. Rated PG-13.
I'm not podcast Brent all the time.
This is unbelievable.
Well, I would be killed. I would be shot down in public.